Hello and welcome to the Puma 26FKDS. Gonna come up to the front here. You have your retract and extend for your automatic jack. When you do click it, this light turns on just in case you do need a hookup at night. You have your 2 to 7-way powering option right beneath it. And then right under here, you have a 7-way plug storage inlet. Come up to the top here. If you pull this tab back, you are able to manually override this just in case this ever goes out. Turn on your propane, of course you turn left, and then this little nozzle here has a point. Whatever one you want it to read, you go ahead and turn to. You can move to the left and to the right. Obviously these aren't for propane at the moment, but when they are, this little red will turn green. Goes for both of them. If this has propane in it, it'll turn green as well. Once it's empty, it'll turn red. Down here, you have your battery disconnect. So this battery disconnect, if you turn it off, it will cut all power to the inside of your camper, except the carbon monoxide detector, which I'll get to in just a little bit. This is going to be your furnace exhaust. So when you do turn it on, this gets very hot. So I would recommend, if there's anyone, young child or whatnot in the area that doesn't know, tell them not to touch this because they will get burned. Coming down underneath here, this is going to be one of your gray tanks. This is going to be one of your black tanks. I recommend doing the black tank first just because this is the dirtiest water and your gray tank last. So when you put your hands on it, you know that the cleanest water went through last. You don't have to worry about all the toilet paper and crud. Same goes for the other black tank and gray tank down there. It's pretty much the exact same setup. Once again, I would recommend doing the black one first and then the gray tank last. Right here's your outside shower. You have a hot side and a cold side along with your shower head right here. This is that black tank flush I was talking about. All you do is put a pressurized hose up into here, and then this will turn on a sprinkler inside the system, which then allows you to get the excess toilet paper and crud off the sides. Inside here, you have one of these is going to be for your lugs. The other one is going to be just in case those ever go out and you need to manually override them. If you have a TV outside, here's your cable and satellite hookup. Your city water connection. When you go to a campground, this is what you're going to plug it into, your hose. I would recommend getting a water pressure regulator because since campgrounds are pushing for a lot of people, I would recommend getting one just so it dumbs down the pressure and doesn't blow out your lines. These are backup camera ready, so if you do purchase a backup camera, you just go ahead, unscrew that little plate, pop your camera back in there, and then you're good to go. Storage. Underneath here you have your extend and retract for your automatic stabilizers. LP gas hose, that's a quick connect there. For your stairs, I'll go over the other one too. Make sure your door is completely open, otherwise this will clip right along here. But all you gotta do is just lift it up, watch here just in case, and then go ahead, pull this so it gets behind this little frame here. Now to release, you go ahead, pull that blue tab, grab onto the handle, pull back, and guide it down. Make sure this is completely flush against the metal piece here, otherwise it will rip off this furry part along with the rubber seal on the other side. For the TV bracket, I wouldn't entirely recommend it just because it'll end up warping the wall. But if you do decide to put a TV here, satellite cable along with 110 outlets. Beneath here you have your low point drains right there. LP gas hose for a quick connect that ends up going up to your griddle here. You also have a curly hose which will end up going into here, which helps spray off any food or let's say fish for example, so you can throw it right on. Fridge here. These stairs are going to be the same as those ones. And behind here, so you're going to have your extend and retract for your front automatic jacks, your stabilizers. just above, you have a little black tab on the corner of the awning. Go ahead and pop that off if this ever electrically goes out, and then that'll be a manual override as well. Here's gonna be your fresh water connection. So if you want to take water with you, go ahead, put a hose into here, fill this up, it's just a gravity fill, and then eventually this will be full. You can go inside, turn on the water pump, and that water pump will take this water and push it through your systems. If you do decide to get a solar panel, go ahead, put one in here, make sure it's the same outlet. Now for your water heater, this is going to be your anode rod. Go ahead, put this in here. What this does is, one, it plugs up the hole, and two, the hard water from any campground will eat at this rather than your tank. So this will deteriorate over time, and this won't. To turn this on, go ahead inside and turn on the hot side of the faucet. Turn it on, it'll start sputtering. That's just all the air being pushed out of here. Go ahead and wait till it has a steady flow. Go ahead and flip the water heater switch on. You'll be good to go. To empty it, because the water does get stagnant, go ahead and release all the pressure inside by pulling this. Coming down, taking your 1 1/16 socket. Forgot to mention that earlier. And then you're good to go to pull this out. The reason you want to release the pressure, because this will become a projectile. The water will be coming out of here. To make it go faster, go ahead and pull the pressure release again, and you'll be good to go. Coming inside of your camper here, you have that water pump, which I told you about with the fresh tank. This is what you're going to want to click. Your water heater, you have your living room lights, porch light, which is going to be outside, awning light, which is a little LED strip underneath the awning, and then slide in. I'm just going to move it a little bit just so you know what it sounds like, then slide out. Once you hear that gear grinding noise, you know you're fully extended. And then you have your reader, fresh, black, and then your gray tanks here. Coming down to your radio, click on, you have your zone 1, which is inside, zone 2, which is outside. Bluetooth, AM, FM, and aux. Click to mute, and then hold to turn all the way off. For your water heater here, far right is on, left is gonna be your time. Second in is gonna be your fan speed. And then your rock color, flame color. Coming over to your thermostat here, mode, you have your fan, which you control through here. And then your cool, furnace, off. Temperature up, temperature down. You have your foot flush here, toilet. I would recommend having toilet solution, which helps break down solids and smells, and also toilet or RV grade toilet paper, which helps break down easier so it does not clog your systems. Down here you have your fuses and your breakers. I would recommend bringing extra fuses just in case. I'd rather be safe than sorry. But all your breakers are labeled underneath here. It'll be just like a house. And then same goes for right up here, slide in, slide out. I'm just gonna do it in a little bit. Then I'm gonna go back out just so you know what it sounds like, because this one's different. You'll just hear it die out. That means you're good to go. Coming back. These chairs here, go ahead, pull. Your feet will kick out. All you gotta do is just lean back, then it extends. Sit up. Use your feet to kick it closed, and you're good to go. For this table, you just gotta lift the top up, and then it should come out from under here. So you are able to move this table. I just move it off to the side. You might have to twist these a little bit, pull them up, same for that one. I would recommend just tossing them underneath here in a storage compartment, because if you travel with it up like this, these will eventually warp. It's just a safer way of doing it. Once these are inside of a drawer or a cupboard, whatever you want, go ahead, take this table, move these up and just slide it right along here. It'll sit perfectly on all of the cleats. And then go ahead, put these back on, put these right in the middle, and then you're good to go. Come into your stove top. All you gotta do is flip it open. Go ahead and hit this button here. This turns it on. Click in and twist. It's the same thing as the stove at home. It'll start releasing the gas, which the propane is not hooked up right now, so it's not gonna hiss. Then you go ahead, turn it to the right, and spark it. All of these have little sparkers, a little white thing on there. Always turn this to the right, because if you do turn it left, this will snap off. Right, same goes for all these. Click and turn, click and turn. For the oven, click, turn to the pilot symbol, and then you'll see a tiny little flame eventually start going. Once you see that tiny flame, then you turn to your desired temperature. For the fridge, the controls are gonna be right in the back, or right up top. 5 is gonna be the coldest, 1's just gonna be cold. Same for the back of the freezer. Colder is all the way to the right, and then cold is gonna be all the way to the left. Right down here, this is going to be that carbon monoxide detector. This is always drawing power as a safety feature. This is always on. So when you do turn off that battery disconnect, this never turns off because it's always detecting. So if you do go to leave your trailer for about 3 to 4 days, go ahead and take the negative end off of your battery because this green light is always drawing power. So eventually this will end up killing your battery. So just go ahead, if you're gonna leave for 3 to 4 days, just take the negative end off of your battery.